Hello, guys, and welcome to the SA Winter Tour, Div 1 here. As we're watching SG versus Lowell, we're getting ready for this. It's a two-person battle today. Trent, we've done many of these, so we're starting to get used to these. How you doing, my friend?
Yeah, we're a surprise special third panelist being worked on right now.
Yeah, very exciting.
So back some more South American Dota Division 1.
Mhm.
Very excited because, teams that most people will recognize, maybe not necessarily the names, coming in and be like, oh, those guys were at TI. SG, they were there, right? I remember that team. And then Lava, oh, it's Minos, Leo style, it's the guys. So you recognize them, you just don't quite know it yet. So we'll get you there, don't worry.
Yes. In case you guys don't recognize Minos, Leo Style, and the guys, they're the old Thunder Predator at TI. You might have watched them in the record 0 wins at TI. It was the MUFC style run. It wasn't that impressive. But what's more impressive about the team was actually that they stayed together, and I genuinely mean that, because after that kind of defeat, usually you disband or you at least make changes, and the whole team stayed together. Currently in DPC, they're continuing their run of 0 wins by not being able to take a single series, but this time at least they beat Apple King of Kings in one game. Granted, though, they've only played 2 series, one of them against Beast Coast. That's probably an expected loss. That's not a big a deal. They can still bounce back. And SG needs to be the bouncing back point, because SG is looking new, to be honest. They're looking kind of weak. They changed the roster completely, as you guys might know. Like, they kept nothing. The closest thing to the SG we got at TI is probably Noping right now. This is SG is a complete new blood, mostly formed by SG Energy members and some other SA rejects, I could say, honestly. Like Faker.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So Lava needs to win this. I mean, if they don't, because SG, if they win, it's great. Like, they're improving. If they lose, it's okay. They honestly could belong in lower division, and I don't think they'd be too sad. But Lava needs to win. Otherwise, that team needs to make changes.
They should be top 2 in this region.
Yes.
Anything
Lava
short
should
of that is just disappointing for this roster, right? I think that should be.
I think top
obvious.
3 is okay with Noping, or what are they called? Thunder Predator, actually. No, not for
that's
you,
not
Trent.
okay. They should be able to defeat them.
Okay.
Yep.
I feel like I got your disappointing dad look right there.
This is what it is. This is like you said you were going to clean up your room, and then you didn't. That's them coming back from TI. All right, they got to clean up their room. Right now, it's a mess. They said they were going to do it, and they didn't. And then Apu Kings were just like, "Oh, what's up?"
Yeah. Which to us, we'd like to frame it as a narrative of Apple King of Kings, how much they've improved. It is true. Yeah. They're looking much better than Binomistas, but much better to me meant like, they can beat Hokori. They can maybe beat Noping on a good day, or SG. Not they should be beating the other team to go to TI, as you mentioned, Thunder Predator, or now Lava.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a bit disappointing, not gonna lie, for their fans. And it's crazy because this team has, like, it's not like they had bad results before TI either. People like to talk about the majors, the only accomplishment. But in the SA League, they got 3rd, which is fine. Second to the old Noping, now Thunder Predator, second to Beast Coast. That's okay. But they've been going through a bit of a tilt. What have you been seeing in their playstyle, Trent, that you didn't like about them?
I mean, they haven't played for a little while. What was it, the 10th? So they've been on, I guess, break. And that was versus Beast Coast. So, like, I'm going to give them a little bit of break on that one a little bit. Really, it was, like,
Fair.
all the way back. It was, like, one of the first games I did in SA was them versus Apu. And I was expecting them to just come in and stomp. And then, obviously, they lost that. So I hope that they've been using this time to, I guess, like, because we're in the same patch. That's kind of the weird thing, Like, they should have a very good feel of how Dota's being played right now. Sure, some things have changed a little bit, but for the most part, I feel like the Dota is largely similar. They tried IO all 3 games versus Apu Kings. They kept giving it to them, and they kept beating it in game 2 and 3. So I guess that might be one of our questions here.
Yeah. One of my concerns, I don't know if you would agree with this, Trent, because I was talking with this with Bowie, even the Beast Coast match, which, the result doesn't matter, but the playstyle does to a degree, right? And I've been seeing this from Thunder, or now Lava, for so long, which is honestly past 6 months, which is, it doesn't seem like they have the confidence to define themselves anymore. Like, they used to have such a strong identity team.
Yeah.
You'd give Leo Style these, like, honestly, space creators that kind of determine the game, like Puck and TA and stuff. Big farmer to Minos that he can dive with, ideally, because he likes to dive. Frank would be your pillar of the team. They had such a style. And then all of a sudden, it's gone. And now we're seeing also changes. Drafts don't quite work out. Nothing too defined. They lack the confidence to make plays. It's very different to the Thunder that we're used to.
Yeah,
And I don't
their
know how
drafts
this
are
problem gets
actually
fixed.
kind of crazy. Like the
Yes.
double Brewmaster 2 versus Beast Coast, where you're just like, I don't know, is that a hero? The first phase that seems
It was
pretty
lackluster.
wild.
Mhm.
Maybe they're just a little overconfident. I don't know. Like, I guess it's good that teams have their own ideas in a sense, but it feels like their ideas are drastically different than a lot of the other winning ideas across the globe of Dota. Like, Dota is incredible for the resources you have available. There's so many games where you can't do this at all, where I can just go into Dota, I can click the tournament button, and I can go to each individual region, and I can download any replay I want to watch at my own pace from the player's perspective, which in itself is just incredible. And you can really try and put yourself in the shoes of these teams and what they're trying to accomplish in so many different ways, right? You compete in another video game, you can't do that. Even in, like, League, I don't think you can do that. They don't have those resources available. You're going to have to find, like, a stream or a YouTube video. And so, not only that,
I don't know.
we also have, like, a billion sites that also will aggregate all these stats for you and show you, like, who's been winning and what they've been winning versus and stuff. And it's just like, maybe it's not that surprising that when teams pick the good heroes, they tend to do very well and, like, maybe shoot above their expectations, for what they might be placing in their region. So I feel like let's move away from the Brewmasters and let's move in towards more of the better heroes, please.
Right. My theory for the decline,
Hold on, let me get my
or
notepad
as they
out
are
here.
right now.
All right.
Yeah,
all
let's
right.
do
Ready?
the craft.
Yep.
I think Wu is broken. Like I think
Woo.
that
They broke him?
Yeah. I think he's broken. So let me say what I mean. So Wu, in case you didn't know, in case you fans didn't know, he is known in South America as the Encyclopedia of Dota, right? And the reason why he's known that way is because he talks about Dota like 24/7. He just discusses Dota with everyone.
This is MJZ, by the way, people.
Yes,
Wu
MJZ.
Dota,
Yeah, sorry.
MJZ.
Mikos, as he's known now, but Wu. Yeah, the changing name. But I will call him Wu till the day he dies because why would you change your name anyway? He had this thing where like Mina's girlfriend would tell me like she would go and clean the dishes or like help the team cook or whatever, and Wu's the only other person who's like capable human being, so he would help her. But while he's doing these tasks with her, he would talk to her about Dota, and she wasn't even responding to him. He would just like be like, "What do you think of this? What do you think of that?" Like, I've considered like a spirit breaker, and she's like cleaning dishes. It's like, please leave me alone, Wu. And Wu's like pestering her about this. And when I got to coach him briefly, it was that environment entirely where even though I was not someone of his level, he just wanted someone to bounce ideas off of, and he just wanted to hear someone else's opinion, and he really exacerbated to me what a logical person should think. He always like gave you reasoning for everything. As opposed to just saying, I think Mars is good, he'd go, I think Mars is good because of X, Y, and Z, right?
This sounds like the rubber duck theory. Are you familiar with this?
No. I when I finish my story, I'm very curious.
Okay, yeah.
Because what I'm saying is if you compare to other people in SA, I want to compare it to Hector, just so you guys understand. Hector will go, I think Ursa's good. And then you go, why is Ursa good? He goes, oh, he's bear. He goes, rah, 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 rah. And then his whole team goes, all right, yeah, that's a very good point. Like, very seriously. And you go, what? How do you guys understand each other, you madmen? And then Stinger go, yes, he goes rar. And Crystal goes, yeah, it's a good rar. And then that somehow is a hidden language where everyone agrees Ursa's a good hero. Wu is not like that. So I feel like Wu's trail of thought kind of got dispersed maybe in TI. He's lack of confidence in himself. And if you don't have that, someone that doubts himself all the time, it's very difficult to regain that because your process was, it only works because we're winning, right? The moment that process gets derailed, that inner confidence in yourself doesn't exist. He's not an arrogant person. So he needs to see results again, to believe in himself again, to believe that his process was correct, as opposed to just believing in himself because he's a good player, and that's what most players do.
Now, do you think your confidence would also be hurt even further because a team like Team Spirit won TI?
In what sense? Because
like,
they're new.
Under that logic, yeah. Like he's
right.
Like really, like let's say going to TI, if there was a group stage game of Team Spirit versus Thunder Predator, I would not rate them much higher than Thunder Predator. Like I'd say maybe 60-40, like max, one way or the other.
Right.
I don't even know who I'd put on top. Like I obviously watched a lot more South American Dota. At that point, knowing how they'd been like through second half of the season, I probably would have favored Team Spirit. But it's not like it would have been some like crushing 2-0 guarantee or something. So
True.
I wonder if like maybe that hurts you even more as a a player really trying to make it from like the younger ranks in a sense, or not even younger ranks, just like the it's not like Secret 1 TI guys.
I like that point. I like that point actually. That's a very interesting idea because it breaks your pillars of Dota.
We really broke him, guys.
We really broke him
Fix
down.
Woo.
Look,
All right, got it. Right, I wrote it down. I'll send it to them later. Fix Woo. Perfect.
Fix Woo, fantastic. We have a draft in front of us, but while we get into the draft trend, I would like to hear this rubber duck theory because I never heard of this, and I'm curious about what you're.
Well, actually, the only reason I know about it is there's a very famous clip of a Super Smash Bros. Player named Epulze. And so Epulze.
Oh, I love the buzz. Yeah.
Well, there you go. So he's playing in a tournament one time, and he pulls out this like stuffed like toy. It was like like a typical kind of like your little Dota plushie essentially, and he's holding this Dota plushie. And, it's in the middle of his set, after game one. He's holding this plushie. He's looking at it, and he's clearly talking. Like, you can see on the camera, he's talking to this plushie. And he got memed to hell. Because he literally sat there for like 2 minutes looking at this thing and talking to it. And everyone's like, what the? Who is this guy? This guy's so weird. And he was like a pretty well-known player this time. So I feel like it took a hit on his reputation a bit.
Okay.
But then when he was asked about it one time in an interview, he's like, oh, yeah, I guess I should explain that. He's like, that's actually the rubber duck theory. And the idea behind it is that you essentially, in order to help you work through problems and ideas, specifically in like a fighting game, it's the idea of the matchup. It's like he was just verbalizing all the things that happened in the previous match based on his character and based on his opponent's character, but you're doing it out loud and having to actually explain it all into words. So essentially in this Dota game, I could be like, yeah, you just talk to this thing out loud. You'd be like, oh, yeah, well, the Nyx Assassin's there, and that's going to be really good versus Snapfire. But, and, that's what he was doing. That's the rubber duck theory.
Wow.
And he just looked like a total fool. So basically,
I love that, actually.
Yeah, Wu was just rubber ducking his girlfriend, which is not...
No, Minos' girlfriend. Yeah.
Sorry, yes, yeah.
It adds to it. It adds layers to it.
There's layers there, baby.
Yeah. That's very fascinating. I did not know that. That's a great theory, Trent. Thank you so much. I would like to hear more of your theories. I would like to hear more of your theories, Trent. But this time I want to hear theories about Dota. Is that okay? Can I ask you about that?
Is that I don't really do that much.
Right. That's true. But we do have a draft, so I'm gonna have to ask you to push yourself slightly out of your comfort zone, right? And tell me what you think of these openings. Is this a better opening than Brewmaster?
Yes. Facts. This is just good heroes all the way around. More so for SG, not gonna lie. I really like that opener of Snapfire Doom. But Nyx, pretty good versus Snapfire. Kind of ruins everything you're trying to do. And Disruptor is proving to be pretty popular 5 across the whole globe, really. I see it popping up in most regions right now. Pairs really well with the vision the Nyx Assassin gives you, and pairing well with us, I think, is it Fogged? Fogged, you there, my friend? Oh,
hello, test.
Hello. It's Fogged.
Am I alive? Am I?
Yes. Hello,
Hola,
Fogged.
¿cómo están todos? This is the Spanish broadcast, right?
No, unfortunately, Fogged, we got demoted. We were in the English one today.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, no.
Hola, Fogged.
Hola todos. Hello, everybody.
How are you doing, Fog? Thank you for joining us. Are you seeing the draft with us as well?
I do. I have to turn you down a little bit. Okay, I have a little bit of double coming from you, but I see the draft looks, I think, mostly what we've been seeing across most regions. I know Nyx is super popular right now. Doom's been going up. Snapfire is probably the most popular support. I guess Disruptor's maybe a little bit of a standout there for a difference from what I've been seeing, but...
Would you agree with that, Trent?
Yeah, for sure. I think like Weaver's probably the best for it. It's banned, and then Snap I would say is easily second best. And we've had quite a few teams in SA honestly picking up the IO. So both these guys they're just not gonna deal with it this time. And whenever I look towards a Disruptor lineup, I'm always looking for just like more vision, and so those like far-reaching heroes as well to help pair with this Nyx Assassin. I've seen a lot of Disruptor like Nature's Prophet lineups too, where people are just trying to like get this big range. So I don't know. I would be down for the Templar for Lava, depending on how the next phase looks.
Yeah, something I would like something that can at least play with vision, right? Like they're already playing a vision game. You have Nyx and Disruptor, so an extra vision element is always going to be nice. And I want hard physical. Like I see 2 heroes that get hard countered by BKBs, which is like the most popular item. So yeah, TA definitely sounds like a possibility.
It's a lovely Leo style hero as well. It's the heroes you used to carry the team with before. And Thunder Predator before was essentially, is Leo style having a good game? Great, we're top 6 at a major. Is Leo style having a bad game? Well, 0-17 at TI. So
Yep. Sounds about right.
Yeah. So I'd like to see the TA as well. I actually would like to see him more on these kind of win condition heroes again. They put him too much on a space making role, and he is a good win condition for the team.
Yo, is
I feel like I've lately, especially, I'm like, I swear okay, and there's the T. I'm really happy to see because I swear I see him on Puck, Queen of Pain, like Death Prophet. Okay, his DP is good and stuff like that. You can carry a game with DP, but like this guy's good. This guy is their carry playing from the mid, so I like him playing more of that kind of style. Although that could probably be like a TA safe lane as well, still, I guess. But.
True. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, this is yeah, I feel like that should have been a like easy ban, honestly, if you're SG. Don't ban Jug, guys. Come on. That should be a Templar assassin ban, honestly.
Actually, now I'm gonna go through. Does anyone even playing Jug?
No.
We saw it lose twice today.
Right? Like, absolutely.
In EU, yeah.
Oh, actually, it actually
good.
got picked today? I didn't realize.
Or sorry, maybe it was SCA. I'm sorry.
It might have been EU. Well, it might have been just not the ones I was doing.
It was bad. It was not good. So it's not. Don't worry about it, guys. We got past it. Yeah, it was not a very successful Jug game. And SG, they pick up the Bloodseeker, who we're seeing a little bit of play, particularly in Western Europe as an offlaner in like Div 2 and the middle Div 1. But as carry, it's really just SA. Particularly Beast Coast has been running it, and now SG apparently is gonna try it.
My like stocks on Bloodseeker is going up and up and up because every single game I swear it's like, oh look, last pick Void Spirit, oh my god, like or like last pick some type of like crazy mobility. I feel like Bloodseeker fits into so many of these games lately. Just the silence, your double ruptures later on that start coming out, like you're a utility monster, but also this incredible scaler because the shard I think is something a lot of people overlook. Everyone's so tanky now. The shard just starts eviscerating people. Like I like this.
And for some reason, he can clear waves like at the end of the game too, where he can just hold the whole lane by himself.
Do you think the Bloodseeker with Yoga is a nice little combo? Because the Bloodlust is not that well utilized, right?
I guess you can stun into Blood Right. Kind of cool.
Yeah, I like strong lanes. You know, like I feel like we're getting back to that even more. Like I know OG is probably the biggest ones for me that like to have like one lane that's like there's no way you're beating this lane. You know, that's why we're seeing Razor coming up so much as super lane dominators. So I like Bloodseeker Ogre. Like what the hell is going to contest a Bloodseeker Ogre? That sounds pretty challenging to actually put pressure on almost at all with anything.
Yeah, because you think of like, oh, double melee, we can go like Timber, and then you're like, oh, I don't want to play Timber to that really.
Yeah,
it's like in the game you're in a horrible position. You're versus like all heroes that are just good for you in general. Sure, and the Snapfire goes both ways, but
especially when the enemy team has a Nyx as their 4. You're probably not too scared of that in the lane. They go with a Beastmaster, which we have seen a little bit. Actually, some teams are doing this also against, like you mentioned, the Konka, actually, the other strong laner, as a way to just go and say, well, he won't win the lane, but hopefully he takes the tower afterwards. He gets help anyway, and at least he exerts the pressure afterwards.
This looks like a predetermined draft, a lot of it from Lava. Like, these are just classic combos, right? Nyx Assassin Scouting Round, Beastmaster, all vision-based. I feel like they just had an idea. They came in this game, and that's what they're playing.
Okay. That's like, exactly what I was. I'm like, we mentioned the Nyx Disruptor Vision TA to complement, and now we have, like it literally looks like exactly what you're saying. Yeah, something they had removed beforehand.
Is SG responding appropriately?
I mean, they didn't really get a chance to in some ways.
I like their support duo throughout the game a little bit better. I know Nyx is really strong and all that, but these two they scale way harder. Like Snapfire is one of the hardest scaling in the game. Oh, it's an Ogre on the other side, so I think it's a pretty good response. The only thing I'm worried about a little bit is like their deep push. Like once the ball starts rolling, if they allow Lava to get Roche, there could just be a timing where SG's just in the back foot farming. So I want to say like I want to be a little bit cautious of watching them. Like I know Dooms like to go Midas still and all that, but this could be a game where you want to be able to fight back constantly in the early game.
Can Doom go mid versus TA? If it's a TA mid, but it could also be a safe lane TA. So I feel like this is kind of a tough position for SG right now. Like Lava are banning out the Troll. I mean, frustrating hero for TA, someone who could lane against the Beastmaster.
That's a good question, actually. Because could you pick something? Because the Bloodseeker could be flexed between carry and off lane, right? Doom between
and even
off lane and mid.
Probably. I mean,
yeah.
Yep.
They can just kind of do whatever right now in SG, which is very interesting. They'll go for that Void Spirit. So yeah.
Wow, a last pick Void Spirit. I never would have seen that coming in Dota 2 lately. It's every game, man. I swear, every game is last pick Void Spirit.
So it defines your lanes, though. The Doom mid is probably not the option here.
Hopefully not.
Nah, we got standard from SG.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually really like, honestly, like even though they picked, they picked Beast. Okay, yeah, they did. They picked the Beastmaster after they see Bloodseeker. Bloodseeker's great. I like Blood. You kill the boar. Like you're easily killing boars with Blood, right? And that's like the main success. I feel like Blading versus Beastmaster is can you kill boar?
Yeah.
We got a stun and a blood right, or an ignite that bounces to a boar and a hero. Like that looks pretty good right now for SG.
They had quite a few options left there on Lava
Oh.
in terms of like if they wanted to go mid. Like Puck was still in too. I mean, I guess into Void Spirit can get a little bit weird, but I do feel like they needed just that like little bit of extra catch. This really is just a straight up predetermined lineup. This is like Disruptor's like dream team.
Yeah. Do you like this predetermined lineup though, Trent? Is this good enough?
I think it has very strong ideas and a very simple way to play the game, and I feel like that is something that they've been struggling with because their lineups have just been kind of weird. So I think that's what they were trying to answer, and theoretically they should be significantly higher skilled than SG. I think so. I would think that the tools they have should give them the win here.
Yeah, I like Lava's a little bit better. I think it's just easier to run. SGs, if they get to like the later stages, if they stall this game out, if they get it to like even past like 30 minutes, then I think they just probably straight up can win. But early game, I think Lava should have a really good shot. They have good ways to pressure lanes. They have a good composition with TA Beast, even though it's not TA mid, so it'll be a little bit slower. I think they can be pretty active. It's just these supports, they just can't get smashed in the lane. I think that's one thing that's really important. Like Nyx Disruptor, if they have like a rough lane, which they can, then they're not even going to get to their ball started. And then I would say, yeah, SG would probably take the game 30 minutes plus. But I think Lava's got a good shot.
We'll have to see. I mean, I like what you both are saying about the fact that Lava's going back to bread and butter, the simple, the basics. We've been asking for them for 6 months. Is it going to work now against SG? It better, because they got to get a win against someone. So we're going to have to see as game one is about to begin. We're now send it over to our wonderful casting pair. It's going to be SeekNStrike and Dota2 Bowie.
Thank you very much, Avo. Hello, Bowie. Good morning, good afternoon. I think actually over by you. Howdy, yes. Howdy, partner. Good to be having you here with me today. I'm very excited to get underway with our first match. I actually quickly wanted to ask you, Bowie, though, because the panel was talking about how you could still have flex that TAN over to the safe lane. They talked about how this looked like kind of a predetermined draft, something that they had talked about beforehand, and we're just going to pick almost regardless of what enemies pick. But what did you think about kind of moving that TA to the safe lane in that last pick, Storm? Are you a big fan of this, as the panel seems to be? Do you think this is going to be Lava's first win here, or their first series win here? With
I think
Storm?
like when we look at the past 3 to 6 months, carry TA has been more popular than mid TA, so I don't really have a problem with that. I think the lane is relatively easy, right? Doom is not particularly a strong offlaner, and you do have these Psy Blades doing a lot of damage to a very low armor hero. Overall, it seems good enough, in my opinion. I do kind of fear for Storm, though. I feel like you have this very greedy hero on the TA, and Storm's a hero that also needs, either Orchid or even just farming Akaya. I wonder if they're going to have enough resources to go around. It really depends on the lanes, though, because if this Nyx doesn't get early levels to go for rotations and you don't get that vision for the Storm to follow up, I do feel like they could struggle in the 10 to 20 minute mark. But looks like a fight's brewing here. Hiko's being chased.
Yeah, they've already got Hiko out of trouble. Nice little cookie. And the camp thoroughly blocked mid lane immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, speaking about, like, is there enough resources about going around? First Roche is kind of something that I think has been super crucial for a lot of drafts, a lot of teams, and basically just kind of Dota's tempo these days is making a lot of space with that first Aegis and whatnot. We've got two pretty great early Aegis carriers over on the side of Lava, right? Storm and TA both really, really like carrying that first Aegis, but for very different reasons. Obviously, it's going to depend on how the lanes and everything plays out, but I don't know, is there a scenario where you see one hero definitely taking Aegis over the other, assuming that Lava are able to claim first Roche, which I think they will because they've got more damage into it?
I really feel like the second Aegis will probably give it to TA, because you usually want to give the Aegis to the hero that sieges high ground. But because you'll rarely go high ground in the first Aegis, I do feel like Storm is probably going to be the one that holds it. Now, not only they have really good Aegis heroes, but they also have really good Aegis, right? You have this Beastmaster that definitely accelerates that process, whereas SG, they can maybe contest Roche, but they don't really have good ways of taking it. So even though I like their mid game, I do wonder if they're going to be able to use their momentum to do a lot of things. I think like their late game is really good, as Pod pointed out, but it feels like there's a window where I don't really think they're this one. One thing that I do hope KXY does though is go Scepter. Recently, you see a lot of Kaya sponges and eggs, but I think as long as they can get the Scepter on Leo style, he's just gonna die every time because the Doom, like literally the Scepter into the Remnant and anything with the Storm, they have no save. Even if he goes BKB, the Doom is still a big problem. I really hope that that is one thing he goes.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I'd agree with you on that. It then kind of well, yeah, because I think it plays naturally. Doom can kind of be a little bit more of your tanky frontliner. Yeah, that's a little bit scary, right? Because of course the Nyx can very easily set up for a kill with the Carapace, and then the safe lane TA, who is probably not going to be getting a blink too early on, can just eat him alive with Meld. So that's maybe a bit scary, but I think the same could be said of Void Spirit as well, right? He dies as well to that combo relatively quickly. At least then you have some sort of catch for Storm Spirit, and you don't have to rely on a Doom, or at least a Blink Doom, which could be more difficult as he go down bottom. Already taking a bit of a beating with the Meld minus armor, but he'll make it out just a-okay.
That's another thing that the panel was pointing out, the fact that Doom still were going for the Midas, and if that is the route that he could chooses, then the lockdown on SG, especially for Storm specifically, is going to be lacking quite a bit because their range is pretty bad, right? I guess the highest cast range stun they have is like the Ogre, which is not really ideal in the mid game.
That's a good point, right? How do you play into all of this vision? Because the panel talked a lot about that vision, and they were completely right. I mean, Hawks, Nyxes, TA traps, right? Just to name a couple. Of course, they're just Nyx running around who might be Vendetta as soon as he's level 6. How do you even get the jump onto any of these lava heroes?
Scepter. Like I really like. I know the Void Spirit players, they hate it because they feel like they're carries and they just want all of that mana region. But I really feel like Scepter is such a good item in this game. It's
maybe the Yules is a point of pride, right? I don't need Yules to land my Aether Remnant. I'm a professional player.
Yeah, and they are also against the possible Arcade from Leo style, so it really gives him not only catch but also a little bit of survivability. We'll see what he chooses though. Locking down the Storm will be a problem for sure if that item is not picked up, I think, unless they stomp their lanes, which right now doesn't really seem to be the case. It's relatively even.
Yeah, relatively calm as well. We've got a bit of skirmishing, but no real efforts, no real brawl to the death quite yet and all that.
Top though.
I might have just jinxed it. Yeah, they're going to go for Frank now. Body blocks. The Blood of Right will actually connect. Very nice stun though, as he's going for the creep lane cut there from Moose. Arms though, with the movement speed from Thirst, is going to get a couple of last hits out, but again, having plenty of regen still in this top lane, they're going to be able to top Frank off with that salve.
I mean, the panel talked about this lane. It's like Arms, yeah, he doesn't get the kill because of the tech speed low of the board, but he sacrifices another one. And a lot of these last hits that Arms...
bottom, though, they're going to get it. Yeah.
Okay.
Simple little kill there. Just Doombringer into the Snapfire. Just a little bit too much burst damage. They catch him with the Cookie Stun, and down he goes.
All right. Yeah, Disruptor... It's kind of weird. I feel like it's really good versus Doom because the damage that he does, especially when he gets Doom, his level 6, is just chasing power, and getting the glimpse and the kinetic field is just really good against him. But in the lane, especially when you don't have kill potential on a hero like Jug, which was kind of a band that the panel didn't like, he can feel pretty weak. Like he's a strong support because he has a lot of damage, but I don't feel like TA complements Disruptor that well.
Yeah, I'd agree with you on that. So they're looking to just bully his offlaners out. He is going to turn. Quadrado fighting through this one. The kinetic field, unfortunately, will not catch anyone but the ranged creep, so no chance there for a kill. Yeah, I mean, lots of damage, right? But one of the tankiest offlaners in the game in Doom, not only because of his build, because of his high strength. Low armor, which Quadrado can take advantage of, but Disruptor, no stuns. The slow, I guess, does count for something, right, on the Thunderstrike, but I think generally you pick it for the damage that it can carry in the lane. He's got 2 points in it now for that purpose. They might be able to get... No. Oh, yeah, Snapfire caught here by the kinetic field. They need an extra auto attack or two, and there it comes from the Disruptor. Finally, a kill in favor of Lava in this game.
All right, pretty good. Yeah, kind of unfortunate that Doom has the Frost attack, and it is kind of decent versus TA because you do have the attack speed low, but he really wants the Frost armor. If he can find that creep, I think this lane becomes like 10 times easier. It's so good.
Ogre Frost Mage giving that little armor buff. Yeah, it's a bit easier, right? Especially with what your base attack time of 2 or 1.9. I think they actually adjusted that for Doom in one of the most recent patches. You're not getting a whole lot of swings onto TA to make use of that attack speed.
No. They actually nerfed the armor significantly. I think he used to be mid. Can they kill this Leo style? Alright. I think the armor from the Frost Mage used to be like 10 or 8, and they made it to like 4. But it's still super good. The move slow and attack slow is insane.
That's probably for the best, right? I mean, there was a time where a lot of the jungle neutrals were just low-key extremely OP. I remember Chen's just walking around with 4 Centaur Coursers. Remember that aura stacked, for example? Ugh.
Oh, that aura. That's a long time ago. That's true. They did buff a couple of spells, though. The cast point on the stuns, it's way easier to hit the War Stomp now than it used to be, and the clap from the tomato. But the Frost armor definitely got a hit. All right, so
bottom. Oh, he's just shoving waves. He'll be okay. 3 heroes top. Leo Style's up here as well, but I think he's been scouted, so he's not going to be able to pick up any kills. Probably just end up going back mid.
Yeah, he's trying to savage this lane. The Beastmaster suffered a lot. He only has 15 last hits. Just got level 5 in comparison to Hiko's almost level 6. So he was trying to kind of capitalize on the Bloodseeker kill. But as I said, the vision nicely put there.
Bottom. They're going for Kotaro, actually. The TA trap, it will slow them only barely. There's another meld in a second here, and they don't have the attack speed or the HP pool to survive through this one. Glimpse is going to cut away any hopes here for LTH to be able to escape. Moose is here to secure the kill. There's the TA trap, and I think they're going to have to give it to him anyway. And that is going to be a nice turn here. Lava supporting their safe lane TA with the TPs. Nicely done.
Yeah, they tried to go for the kill before level 6, but a little bit too greedy coming from SG.
Always so tempting, right? You see too many heroes top lane. That means there's a TA alone down bottom. She's safe lane TA, right? So she has 3 points in the refraction. That's about it. She's actually still chilling bottom with the thirst.
Huh, okay. Wow, so lucky, actually. He got the salve from the Shava.
There they go. They're going to go top lane. And that is going to be then Frank eating this first rupture, and down he goes.
Oh. All right, so kills on both side lanes. Hiko is level 6 now, though, so it's going to be harder for Kotaro to stay in this lane. The upside for Lava is that there's not a lot of tower pushing coming from SG, so even if the Doom can dominate this lane, it's not like they're going to be able to take the jungle as quickly. Oh, and they're stealing the stacks here. Nice move.
Oh, yeah. This is pretty big.
Oh, or is it nice? Kotaro!
Looking for the defense. Hiko will drop the Doom here onto the TA. Even after being glimpsed, his job is done. A good kinetic field, but of course Faker can just zip across that with the Astral Step. TA also providing the thirst speed here up top. As she tries to get underneath her tier 2 tower, will be able to make it, but the Aether Remnant is going to be just enough damage there for the kill. Even giving Disruptor a bit of a parting gift there with the little Shredder.
Arms, though.
Nice kill there. Yeah, he's in trouble top. Silence here will connect onto Leo Style. He's all out of mana. Got a Soul Ring in 3 more seconds. Arms is quite speedy here. They're going to just commit the roar for him, though. And with that Soul Ring now ready to go, Leo Styles got the mana to do the damage. We'll pick up the kill.
All right, a lot of action there. I
mean, this is kind of still of a win for Lava, right? Because like you were saying, SG, they don't have tower push, but even if you've shut down Frank laning stage, he can still summon up these boars, and with the passive, he's already applying some pressure.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that's a point that the panel, that's why they were favoring Lava's draft so much. Even though he's this far behind, is going to be a tower. Now we got all that vision, and Roche starts to become a problem like super fast. Yeah. Like in 3 or 4 minutes, I'm pretty sure Lava could auto kind of sneak it if they want to. But SG, looks like they want to fight for the rune.
Okay, nice little spike carapace there, but versus 3 heroes, unfortunately. He needed a little bit more than that. Does at least steal away that haste turn.
Yeah. He does have the tome now on the Nyx, so he will be level 6 if they do want to rotate. Leo Style going for the Orchid we're talking about. And I'm very happy that a Void Spirit is going for a Scepter. I'm so proud.
Good. Good.
That item,
this kill, the smoke might help him. Oh, if they can connect onto Frank, though, he's kind of juking them. He's going to make them work for this kill a little bit.
Nice.
But they're going to end up getting it anyway. The cookie stun will find Frank in the trees, and there's going to be Faker jumping in for the kill. Also getting the Courier, so good progress there towards Yule Scepter.
Yeah, I don't know. They smoke towards that top lane, and it's nice to get the Beastmaster kill, but I really feel like if they just grouped up bottom, they would be able to use that Catapult Wave to take the tower. If you look at Hiko's item inventory right now, he's going for the Midas, so it's going to take a while until he can take that tower eventually. So, I mean, sure, it's a kill, but I'm not sure it really changes the status quo of this game. They might even lose Hiko here.
Yeah, a zip from Leo Style coming in from the mid lane, and there's going to be plenty of control, plenty of damage to get through the tanky Doom. He stuck around. I think he was trying to wait for Devour. He saw a delicious creep he wanted. Maybe that Centaur could have been the Hellbear Smasher to help him push, but he's not going to get it. And now, Lava, they're going to head into the enemy triangle just to see if they can steal any farm. A little bit of efficient farming here from them, taking it out from SG. I agree with you, though. I think they got to get the map opened up somewhere and apply pressure, because right now Lava's just kind of farming wherever they feel like it.
Yeah, they're going for Frank again, and I mean, it's really good to just put him down and make sure he doesn't have levels, but I feel like activating that Doom would be interesting. Oh, top?
Yeah, and they might be able to turn. Great kinetic field here is going to prevent the Cookie from actually saving the Void Spirit, and the Glimpse actually is also going to catch LTH. It's going to be 2 kills then here in exchange for the Beastmaster. One of those, the mid laner.
Yeah, I don't like this. You have this Doom that has the ultimate for a minute and a half already, and they're just making moves without him. And since he's going Midas, it would just be so good for him to be able to contribute and go back to farming. Right now, it feels like they have this resource that they just cannot put to use, and the rotations are a big part of it.
Yeah. And this has implications, right? You said about 2 minutes ago. You said maybe in 3 minutes we'd be looking for Roche. It looks like Lava, they're already setting up the vision. They're posturing themselves to prepare for this. They just need to take care of this Tier 1 tower first. They've rotated Kotaro on over, Lightstone into Desolator here after the Dragon Lance and Shreds. So he's already doing a fair amount of damage, even without that Desolator fully online. And Fortify is used. It's a bit scary, right? Because SG, they still are holding on to their ultimates. There's no Roar, and there is no, Static Storm for another 25 seconds.
Yeah, they kind of mounted defense here, but yeah, it's too late. They already
got Moosh.
Oh, I lagged.
Yeah, but I did as well, yeah. But a nice little spiked Carapace there is going to allow him to escape scot-free. Now this is very firmly, we're ready to take Roche territory. Meld is not yet maxed, so maybe Kotaro just farms a little bit more until they have that for the minus armor. Might have Deso up around the same time. Again, with all this vision, Lava can certainly at least force SG away from the pit and prevent them from getting any preventative wards up.
I mean, considering the state of the game right now and Heiko's inventory, I hope he actually goes for this Blink Dagger. It's kind of feels bad because you do know your BKB timing is going to be hurt heavily by it. But I feel like they need the resources to be able to contest Roche. Considering their lineup, I think they had to be slightly ahead than what they are right now. And that Midas just slows him. Like, he is literally a creep until he has either BKB or Blink.
Yeah, he just farms real fast. That's all it is. Yeah,
he doesn't even have Devour Max, right? He's not even farming that much.
That's a good point. He doesn't have the Midas online yet either, and he's only 100 gold away from the Blink Dagger, as here is going to be Wu breaking the smoke, tanking the gank, taking one for the team here as he is taken down, allowing the rest of the team to retreat behind him. They've been going for these kills onto Frank, so Wu correctly identifies that and just says, you know what, I'll just park myself right here and intercept anything heading his way. True support.
Yeah, nicely done there. Sacrifices himself for the greater good. A huge power spike is coming. Diostyle 50 gold away from his Orchid. And then right after that, Kotaro in 1 or 2 minutes will have the Deso. So yeah, if they can actually just get a good smoking to kill with the Orchid, Roche is just free, as we talked about.
Exactly. But, as you were saying, SG, they've got themselves this Blink Dagger now on Doom, so again, it does feel bad as Kisses for Frank top lane, but they missed the combo. He's not going to be caught by the 8th Remnant, so the best they can do is just kill the creeps, kill the summons. Zoala just look away. Well, I think zoologists. Never mind. Zookeepers look away.
This is a huge window for Lava. I wonder if they'll just force Roshan out of this, because usually the spell you're most afraid of is actually the kisses for the vision and the damage. We do see Disruptor trying to get some vision around. He drops.
They're going to go for a kill first. Oh, but the blink on in. Spike Carapace, though, is going to prevent Hiko from getting off the Doom successfully, however. The Rupture is the only thing to affect the Storm Spirit, but he'll just zip and TP away. And that's a free kill onto the Snapfire. Maker's going to go for the D ward. Moose might even actually... No, he's going to kill himself to the tier 2, but I think he still gives gold. But whatever. Space created.
Okay.
And now, Bowie, this must feel awful for Hiko, right? He buys this Blink Dagger to specifically land his spell, like in that instance, right? Versus the Storm Spirit. Seemed like one heck of a jump, but, you know, that nasty Spike Carapace is all of a sudden going to make that feel kind of useless here.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely doesn't feel awesome, but as long as they don't waste this Doom, I think they're going to be good. Because once they wasted the kisses there, a huge window was open for Lava to maybe take Roche or maybe just control the big jungle. Because the fight ended up in 1 versus 1, this is still pretty good. He still has Doom, he has the Blink, so the threat of him being with Doom ready and Blink ready makes Lava think twice about actually going Roche. So it's not great, but I think it's okay, you know?
Okay.
The Bloodseeker is farming towards that BKB. We do see the U-Scepter pretty much done. So a couple of windows also opening up for SG. I just feel like Lava right now, the game is just so easy for them to play. Like, you just win fight, Roche. Win fight, take towers. And SG, like, you really need to smoke well. You need to get vision. And you don't even get that much out of winning fights because of their inherent lack of push.
Yep, very true. SG's going to scan and let them know that, yes, there are indeed heroes near the Roche pit, as Leo Style is going to bottle up and a regen rune on top of this Orchid. Deso is just about to be delivered, has just been delivered, pardon me, to Quintado as well. So now this 1-2 punch. I think Moose, yeah, okay, he's got Blink Dagger and 500 gold. For a position 4, you know, this is still a really good timing for Nyx, especially. He's not really famous for his, you know, wave clear farming speed. But Blink Dagger not going to be ready for this fight quite yet, as there's going to be another jump on in. Orchid here onto the Doombringer, as Moose with an excellent Spike Carapace prevents the counter initiation from immediately coming in. Quintado now joining the fun. Yule Scepter's going to catch him, though. Oh, Bloodright's going to miss, but that's not going to matter when you can land all the other spells here onto Quintado. Doom and Rupture, even the Kitchen Sink thrown at him there. But they will be able to pick up the kill as SG defend their high ground.
Doom is so tanky, right? He has just a Soul Ring, and he tanked like a full zip with Orchid and damage coming from the Nyx. It's crazy. Very unfortunate for Lava, and that's really like the part that is scary about SG's draft. This U-Scepter into anything that SG has is so powerful. Because even BKB doesn't really save either the TA or the Storm. You have to go Linken's and BKB. Such a defensive build, and TA is obviously not going to go Linken's anytime soon.
Yeah, not really something in her wheelhouse to go for. And this is another game where even if you buy a Lotus, for example, on one of these supports, probably the Nyx, Doom's not going to care if he dooms himself as long as he's, you know, he's happy as long as he gets a Doom onto the TA, as long as he gets a Doom onto the Storm Spirit. His team is going to end up winning that fight because that's all he is. He's his namesake ability, one of 2 heroes in the game who have an ability named after himself. Can you name the other one, Bowie?
Oh god, I can't.
Another
like, the Roshan is happening. I'm very tense right now.
The Roche is happening. While you think about that, there's another fight breaking out. A great static storm here is going to catch Hiko as well as LTH. Down goes Roche. Aegis in the inventory of Quintado, as the Snapfire is not going to be able to escape. That is a big, big opening here for Lava. They had the kisses, but just didn't have really the team in position to contest that one. Lava just do Roche too damn fast.
Yeah, that was a really good move. Cooldowns being spent. You know that the Doom is on cooldown, so they just force Roche. Their lineup is made for it. So in a way, the way they forced that fight was weird, but maybe that was actually their plan. Like, you don't care if you just lose 1 or 2 heroes there, as long as you force some spells and you can Roche. This is gonna give them, 5 minutes of a lot of farm and jungle control, as they are positioned very aggressively right now.
Yeah, absolutely. This is gonna give Frank a lot more space. They're actually, the whole team's gonna move on over and just start taking some tier 2s, start collecting them a bit. Speaking of collecting, I'm here to collect your Dota 2 trivia pass. Do you have that answer for me, Bowie? Another offlaner in Dota 2.
Repeat the question. Repeat the question, please.
There's only 2 heroes in the game. They're both offlaners, usually. Sometimes not really, but traditionally offlaners that have abilities named after themselves.
Oh,
Doom and Doom.
Bristleback.
Yeah, there
Bristleback
you
is
go.
the answer. Yeah, I was not helped at all by Trent. He did not message me on Discord, but okay, but yeah, that was a good one. I never actually thought about it, but it's true.
Fun one, little Dota 2 trivia nights. Maybe that's gonna end up winning you some late night pub trivia. Who knows? But for now, even armed with that trivia knowledge, SG are staring down the barrel of what is a very, very scary timing. Sure, the net worth lead is only 2K and it's a 10-10 score, but the game is not really so 10-10, is it? It's more of like 15-5 right now, I would say, in favor of Lava. Just because of their item timings, this Aegis especially, how much farm they're going to be getting during this timing. What's the best SG can look to do? Just look for more pickoffs onto Frank, but that's they've been doing that kind of all game, haven't they?
I feel like you just want to split up the map. You just want to make sure that it's hard for Lava to group up and take tier 2 towers. I don't really feel like you need to force anything right now. Obviously, you do have this BKB on the Bloodseeker, so if you can get a good fight, you take it. But you just want to split Lava so that the fight isn't 5 versus 5, because it's going to be 6 versus 5 because of the Aegis. I do feel like SG is playing really well, though, because in comparison to the other games that we saw, it felt like they were super hectic. They were playing like they had no discipline whatsoever. They were just diving all the time. It does feel like they're not really... even though it looks a little bit grim, they're not desperate, and I think that's a good sign. As long as you wait his Aegis out, there's definitely a lot of windows for them to still fight. Kind of a weird smoke here.
Yeah, we'll see who they can catch, because Doom just TP'd down bottom.
Huh.
He doesn't have his namesake ability ready to use. And I agree with you. I think it is commendable how well they're playing, how patient they're being, especially into this, knowing that they're at a big disadvantage as they go on to Frank yet again. Bowie, Kiss is committed for him yet again. Although moves with the Blink Dagger is going to blink on in and counter-initiate here, allows them to get the pick off at least onto Wiz, and Frank is going to survive on 100 HP.
I love this pickup on the Nyx Assassin. He's just waiting. All right, Kisses are going to be there. I'll blink and protect Carapace. This is the highest value I can provide as a Nyx this game. So fun.
Yeah, pretty much. If he's not in position to...
Oh, no, he blinked.
Oh, he did blink, but he's going to be a little bit too speedy here. And speaking of this Doom for Hiko, this is something I want to bring up. I mean, his game has kind of been... I don't want to say ruined, right? But you pick Doom, right? You're forced to go into the Blink Dagger to try and hopefully contest Roche. That means your BKB is going to be delayed. You don't really want to Doom this PA, or TA, pardon me, now that she's got Aegis. It's difficult. There's another jump in from Moose. He catches 2 on the stun. A Static Storm here is great, but Arms has got a BKB. He's going to activate that, drop the Rupture here onto Moose. As he retreats up to his own high ground. Glimpse is going to bring back Hiko as Baker picks up the kill, or assists in the kill there onto Moose, but the tier 2 tower is going to be dropping. 1-for-1 trade.
I mean, I like the way they defended. I think they actually placed the BKB hero the closest to the tower, so they knew that they can at least force a fight and not lose anything important. They only lost the Ogre at the end there.
Sorry, do you have this broken Snapfire as well?
Wait, what? Oh, what?
I've never seen this one before.
What is this?
I don't know what it is with Snapfire and her skeleton or animation always getting broken, but this is the best one I think I've ever seen.
Huh.
Oh my goodness. Morty, he's eaten too many mangoes. This is him after you feed him 100 mangoes on Ag's lab, Ag's lair.
Yeah, he's definitely very pleased, but I feel like the bathroom tour is not going to be as pleasing. But anyways, nope. Aegis is out, so they're trying to take a fight here.
They are? Oh, but they're going to get the jump onto Faker. Down he goes. Leo Style with his BKB active. Might look for more. He's a little bit lower on the mana. And actually ruptured up here is going to be prevented from really doing much else. Disruptor is found elsewhere here as Wiz is going to burn him down, but Frank will simply now just take down that Ogre, especially with this Helm of the Overlord. He is, I don't want to say basically fully back online, but he is powerful again. Bottom, they are looking to defend this. Without his Aegis has just been reclaimed, but there is now a fresh BKB here to back him up.
Yeah, that move to middle is literally the problem I have with SG in all of the games I watch. They just force things when Hiko is not ready to fight. I can't really be sure if Hiko is not the one following the call or if KXY just gets impatient. But they had Doom. If they actually work together in metal, they could take that fight no problem, since the Aegis is down.
Yeah.
But when you feed your Void Spirit like this, this is a hero that is not. You can't really die a lot in this hero. He's very momentum based. Doesn't really scale that well if you die. But they're trying to defend this tower. I'm not sure about this.
Oh, there's the blink in. Okay, Static Storm to try and counter initiate, but the TA trying to turn and fight through this one. Muted and doomed. Down she goes. Hiko's still alive as well through this. His Arms, with all this Thirst movement speed here, is going to chase after Frank. They glimpse back Faker, which allows Arms to easily pick up the double kill. Now they're looking for the rest of the stragglers here as Lava have basically been routed. Mid lane, though, Leo Style gets a kill onto the Doom, and in fact, they might be able to even turn here, as Arms has been somewhat isolated. Everyone else went back for the Disruptor. Leo Style saw a great opening there to at least get something out of this fight.
Yeah, really weird that they split like that. But, I mean, they still defend the tower. It's just not as clean as it could be. I think this could have been easily 3-4-1 with all the cores dying, but instead they went for Disruptor. I mean, not terrible, but not great. I think that's been the pretty much as just motto this game. Nothing looks terrible, but it could have definitely been better.
Yep, very true. Very true. What is going to be looking better, at least for Faker, is that he's only 100 gold away now from this Ag Scepter. And of course, it's 25 minutes in. Anyone who's anyone at this stage of the game, basically, if you're a core player, you've got BKB already. So they're not going to be too bothered here for Leo Style nor this TA. But more so for the supports by those Resonant Pulse silences, as they are going to just absolutely murder this Ogre here in the mid lane. He gets a cookie into the stun, but yeah, there's Leo Style. Okay, Faker's jumping in, but there's a Static Storm ready. Yule Scepter will buy him a little bit of time. But only a little bit of time, as down he goes. They might even get more. Arms has been stunned by the Carapace. No, okay, he's out of there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just those moves. They don't have Doom. They they don't know how many heroes were there because they had no wards. And I mean, sure, let the Ogre die. They just, it feels like it's really hard for SG to allow someone to die. They always need to follow up, and this is gonna be a little barracks, I think. No buyback on the Void Spirit.
I absolutely love Moose just buying this Blink Dagger and just blinking into whatever's about to hurt his team and reflecting the stun.
I'm helping.
Good stuff.
They do defend barracks though. The Roche respawn timer is not gonna hurt SG too much.
Goes again. Yeah, Moose gets the blink away after the Gleipnir is going to interrupt them a little bit. Gleipnir, of course, here for Arms. Yeah, Faker, I mean, he had just gotten his Ag Scepter as well, right? That little skirmish he took middle was his first kind of display of the upgraded Resonant Pulse, and didn't really get anything for it. It's just so hard to take these fights when, especially middle, when this tier 1 tower is still up, so Lava can reinforce so quickly. They're already playing a vision-based draft, You don't have any real good push either, as, once again, Bugged Out Snapfire just taking down some wards.
I do feel like, with this Ags though, KXY's job is to hunt the Disruptor and Nyx all the time, as long as you can prevent the Carapace to cancel kisses, and as long as they do get a good initiation with either Hiko or the Bloodseeker Gleipnir, they should kill anyone. I don't think there's a single hero that survives, especially if they get Doom. So
and that Doom is more guaranteed now. Bowie, Hiko's got himself this BKB.
Oh, very nice. Very true. They do get a good scan. Can they follow up?
Nice little smoke movement here as they will take an alternate path into their own triangle, placing down some vision.
I mean, their tier 2 just fell for from creeps, which is very obvious. This is a smoke.
There goes Wu. He's not... Oh, he still gets off Static Storm, though. He's going to catch Hiko, who's going to have to BKB. He's held down by the Roar, but in the middle... Oh, my goodness. There's 2 heroes stunned by the Carapace. Fight's still looking pretty good, though, for SG, as Storm is going to be forced to zip away. He's ruptured up. His BKB ending. He will be taken down there by Arms. Quotado trying to get his hands here onto Faker, who's going to go up to the high ground where Moose is waiting there with the Impale. He is taken down. Doom as well ends up taking a dive in that fight. And that's Lava... Roche. Yeah, that is second Roche. They just get a much better fight a second time in a row. Just, again, I think I have to say, based on vision, basically.
Yeah, their smoke was not good because the lanes were not pushed. So, if they were holding that tier 2 tower for so long, if they sacrifice so much for it and it just falls for creeps, there's smoke. There's just no other way around it. And even when they were smoked, they kind of split up, and that's why the Doom died in the beginning. Never actually cast his spell. So this is a free Roche.
1 for 4, second Roche. Good thing for Kotaro, he doesn't even have to make his case here against his mid lane Storm that, no, I should carry Aegis because his Storm is dead. What are we going to wait 20 seconds for you to respawn? Absolutely not. That Aegis is mine. And it should be, as you said early on when I asked you, he needs to hit towers, he needs to have that second life guarantee to not just get doomed and then die. So, no, of course, he's not going to be too appetizing of a Doom target.
There's also Linken's on Storm now, so he does feel a little bit more safe against the Doom.
What do we have to break that Linken's? I mean, Rupture, but of course that's not ideal. Ogre, I guess, right, is the only other thing.
Yeah, it's going Halberd, but it's a long ways away, unfortunately. There is... Yeah, I mean, yeah, they don't really have... I guess Scepter, but...
Yules, yep, that might be it. Yules and Ogre, basically, if you can connect on an Ignite or Fire Blast, which Fire Blast might not be too realistic against the Storm. But perhaps an Ignite from long range. Maybe with the Blink, who knows, right? Maybe Wiz can actually get the catch onto someone as they have vision here on Kotaro. Oh, but Moose is just jumping on in as he will be using himself as to not take that Ignite damage. Into the Aeon Disc next as well for this Nyx Assassin. Starting to value his own life a little bit after he just buys Blink to carapace everything in the game.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's crazy how much impact he had with that Blink Dagger first item. It's definitely something. Oh, nice jump.
Whoa. Yeah,
Okay.
good silence here. That Melt Strike's gonna hurt, or not.
Yeah, he has the Ogre Fire Shield. So
Oh yeah. Otto's up to the high ground. There's gonna be the Carapace reflecting the Gleipnir damage, and not the Bloodorite, which is better because Bloodorite's pure. There's going to be a jump in. Hiko gets roared as soon as his BKB is active, and he is just dying to these auto attacks here. The stun is only good there for the Ancient Granite Golem, and Leo Styles going to zoom and zip in for the kill. Looking for a secondary one here onto the Ogre. Both kills without buybacks as the Snapfire trying to run. Faker's going to be brought back into whatever's left of this Static Storm. His arms, BKB active, is able to escape. Heals a lot there off of the Ancient Granite Golem, as he has at least ruptured up the Nyx Assassin, who's going to live on 100 HP. Spider Legs gets him down to the low ground safely. Kiss is now coming down from the Snapfire, who's just bombed back. Okotaro just doesn't care. He still has Aegis to play with here, even if they get him on this first life, and they won't even be able to do that. Another great Carapace stun there is going to lead to the dieback of the Snapfire.
that was so good from
not
Lava
even lost
there.
a hero.
Yeah, like they broke the Linken's with the Fire Blast, and the Doom jumped, but the Storm cast Linken's right afterwards. That's why they didn't get the Doom on the TA.
Oh, Faker's
he
just
just-
dead. He doesn't have BKB. He just TPs in and likely dies here again. Down he goes. And there it is, Lava. They're dropping the tips. The voice lines are out. They're feeling themselves. This is the match to get them the confidence. It's the longest yard match for them here, Bowie.
Yeah, this is... I mean, it was a really good match from SG, honestly, until they kind of crumbled at the end. But Lava's draft is so much easier to play. Like, you just Force Spell, go Roche, you have this TA, she farms naturally. Oh, okay, Arms.
Oh, okay, TA. That's just Aegis down, but a promising fight here. His Arms with the BKB active does pick up 2 kills. Leo Style jumping on in, though. The Meld Strike. Oh, my goodness. They're going to get the Ogre with the cleave damage. Arms has got buyback, and Faker's being held down basically by Moose, who just simply blinks away again. That's going to be the buyback out. And now there's very little left in the tank here for SG Esports. Running on fumes, but there's still a chance.
It's always a chance. Never give up, right?
Never give up.
But yeah, now there's a Lotus on the Beastmaster, so you have 2 Linken's and a Lotus Orb. This game just became so hard. Yeah, like this is the type of game where I really felt like SG needed a better early game. Like, they didn't get stomping lanes. They even did well. But if you just don't trample Lava, it's so easy for them to, take fight, force cooldowns, go Roche. The game just plays itself. And their draft, I don't think is that easy to play, unfortunately.
No, especially not into this Lava one, which is pretty easy to skirmish into most of the times, right? Yes, they do rely on Roar quite a bit. Even early in game they do, right, to get a good long duration stun onto the Void Spirit.
Oh, that Nyx.
Moose. Oh, this madman, he's gonna get doomed! Hiko's done. He's done with this pest. He's called pest control 3 times. It never actually ends up solving the problem. And maybe this time it will, as Arms is gonna BKB. They go all the way for that kill. They get the kill onto Arms in return. Faker is gonna be up next as he's silenced. Down he goes. Leo Style with his Axe Scepter makes a beautiful jump on into both the supports, but that's it. They're gonna throw in the towel. Lava take game number 1 here. Our best of 3 series.
Yeah, they do. Was a nice game for Lava. I think they didn't really do a lot of mistakes, even though the top lane got heavily destroyed. I feel like the Nyx was able to create a lot of space. He was always following the Beastmaster. He was trying to protect him. And as soon as the Helm of the Overlord was ready, as soon as they had Orchid and Desolator, it was super easy. I think SG, they their smokes were not on point. I think there were a couple of smokes where if they actually landed better, they would be able to prevent Roshan from being taken or just take more convincing fights. And because those smokes weren't perfect, they struggled. But that was a much better showing than what they showed until now. So I do feel like they could still, make this a 3-game series at least.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think all of their early smokes heading the way towards Frank, they did pick up kills each and every time, but I don't think it really addressed what the true issue was going to be, and that was kind of Leo style, right? Making a lot of space off of that Orchid, that 1-2 punch, right? As they had this kind of dual activation timing with the TA having Deso and Storm having Orchid at the same time, Doom having to build into BKB. Blink instead of Midas, which means his BKB was a bit later. Like everything from there kind of starts cascading and sliding more and more into the direction for Lava, who, again, they do an excellent job there to pick up game number 1. They're going to go into a 1-0 lead at the break. And when we do come back from our break, we're going to have our excellent panel breakdown this game. Just a little bit more for you guys. Stick around. You're watching the SA DPC. We're going to be back after a short break with some panel discussion.